Ladies and gentlemen, my name's Paul, and in this Regamer.com video we're going to be unboxing the Project Scorpio Xbox One X. Now, apologies for looking a little bit rough in this video. For regular viewers, you'll know that I've not been around as much recently, and that's because I managed to get a really nasty flu last week, combined with a hernia, so I've been going backwards and forwards from the doctor for the past couple of days, plus a few other issues. So this is pretty much the first day that I've been out the house, and the first thing I did was to pick this up. And that segues into the next point. I bought this with my own money, so any and all opinions you're going to hear on this system, today's going to be mostly the unboxing and us kind of setting up behind the background, excuse me. So any and all opinions will be our own. We weren't sent this from Microsoft QQ, but that's about it. So we'll obviously put some photos on screen anyway, but I'll just quickly flip over the box. It does look rather nice. Now, when it comes to the Project Scorpio edition, it's worth noting that it is very limited. I went down to my local game store, literally game, if you're not too familiar with the retailer in the UK, and they told me they had like 15 units or something like that, total. So it's very small, and apparently they literally went out in just a few hours. So I was very fortunate to pick this up. So of course we're going to do the unboxing thing. I've already pre-snipped this, but I've not opened it up. Okay, so as I said, the box looks rather shiny indeed. It does tell you it is the Project Scorpio edition. There's not exactly a huge amount on the box, as you can probably see. We have shown you the photos anyway. Hopefully you can see that okay. But it basically just gives you a very quick overview of the system, and to be honest, it's very minimalistic packaging. It's a little bit reminiscent, excuse me, not indicative, a little bit reminiscent to me of like Apple's packaging and that type of thing. Minimalistic is the word I'm looking for. Okay, so that's on top. Let's have a look. Okay, so we've got a Game Pass Gold. I'll turn that towards you. And inside this, of course, comes with multiple different passes and a few other little bits and pieces. I'm going to be rather kind of quiet. There is also a getting started guide, which looks kind of cool, actually. And the rear is very simple as well. So nothing too extravagant. The packaging does feel quite premium. I'm just going to lay this to the side over here, just show you how that looks inside. Looks very premium, at least in my opinion. Okay, so obviously we're going to pull out the system first. So first things first, I'm going to pull out the accessories pouch. I'm just going to plop that and the system to the side just so we can actually take this out slowly. We're gonna be set slow and sensual with this thing. In before YouTube demonetizes this for sexual content. Yeah, this is what I'm like in person, don't mind me. So, standard power cable. Obviously the power brick is built into the system. We'll look at the system in just a second, but quite nice. If you've got an original Xbox One, like we have, the fact that the brick is now inside the system, kinda nice, just saying. HDMI cord, I'm not gonna unravel it. It looks quite a premium product. I'm just gonna pull that to the camera. Amy, my assistant, my beautiful assistant, as she frowns at me menacingly, is, there we go. Okay, I've been told that that is sufficient and that the wrath of the gods shall not before me. And we shall open up the Xbox One controller. I know it's going to be shocking that it's a controller, but what is quite nice is you get the Project Scorpio logo. She's trying not to laugh in the background and be all professional, but she's like done in the background. She's just like cracking with laughter. And Microsoft, to their credit, have provided you 2 batteries. And I think you've seen what a battery's like before, so I'm not going to insult you by showing you the power of a battery in its glory. They are Duracell, I think. So at least they're not cheap crap. Okay, this is going to be Paul's. Let's get the system out without trashing it on day one. She's looking at me very angrily. Oh, hang on, we've got something else here. Okay, back there, Xbox One. Is this actually got anything inside of it? Does it have jewels? Does it have happiness? Okay, apparently I'm opening this completely the wrong way. Now there we go. It does have happiness. What does it have? And that's about your lot. Quite nice. Okay, this is the pièce de résistance. So we're gonna take this out very gingerly. Quite nice actually, thick foam. So I have to say this is pretty damn well packaged. It does feel rather premium. Even this wrapping is actually quite nice. Nice tactile feel to it. Okay. It's well taped as well. Actually, it's a little heavier than what I anticipated. It's not like, you know, gonna break your arm or anything like that. But, okay. Did it. Okay, that didn't work out. Okay, so we're starting out with the rear of the machine, which doesn't help. Right, let's have a look at the front. Okay, I'm just going to very slowly rotate it on camera. We'll have a look at the requisite areas in a second. The layout at the rear is going to be very familiar with owners of the Xbox One S. Essentially the chassis are identical, other than that the X is ever so slightly smaller. And the rear and the underneath of the console as well, you know, just underneath of the console complete with my fingerprints. So, of course, you have the Wi-Fi / pairing button there. Sorry, Bluetooth pairing, not Wi-Fi pairing. Mechanical Blu-ray drive, which of course is 4K. Project Scorpio logo, which is rather sexy. Okay, I'm gonna spin it a little bit, just so that I can see it. Okay, there we go. So at the rear, you've got power, HDMI out to TV, HDMI in, which of course is for your inputs, pretty much self-explanatory. Couple of USB ports, an IR, an SPDIF, and Ethernets, and that's it at the rear. So it's very simplistic I/O. I have to say, it's a rather nice looking machine. That's pretty brilliant. On this side, I don't know if this is actually new on Xbox, but it says, and I quote, "Hello from Seattle." Give everyone from Seattle a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. No, on a serious note, it's a very well engineered little console. I'm actually surprised how lovely it feels. It does feel quite premium. And that's about it. So I'm just gonna plonk everything on the table. So this console costs 450 Great British pounds, or if you're living in the States, it's 499 US dollars. And as I said, we have bought this console with our own cash, and we're generally PC gamers. So why are we buying this? Well, there's a couple of reasons. The first is shiny, new, give it to me. That's me struggling for it. And also on top of that, and this is probably more of an accurate statement, we wanted to cover it on the channel because we've got some people asking us, should we buy it? The other reason, and this is from more of a selfish point of view, one, I don't have a 4K Blu-ray drive. I could buy one on the PC, but you know, you're looking at like £100+ and then I've already paid like essentially a quarter of the console. The second reason is, and this is once again a personal usage scenario, this is not necessarily indicative to you all, but I obviously am a hardware reviewer, so I've got multiple graphics cards, including a GTX 1080, and I've had the GTX 1080, when was it I bought it? March, right? Yeah, she nods at me. For some reason she doesn't want to be heard on camera. So even though she makes videos every day. Anyway, so yeah, I basically bought it for myself, essentially for a birthday present back in March of this year. And I probably have played on it, as in like it's been actually hooked up into my gaming PC, maybe a couple of days. I'm not even kidding. At the moment, it's in a Ryzen 5 rig, which is a 1600X, which by the way is actually her processor because I've not gotten a chance to build it yet. And that PC, which by the way has like an SSD in it and all this other stuff, but it's a test rig. So what's going to happen is that's going to be torn down, which I'm playing Wolfenstein on. Top game, by the way, Wolfenstein 2. That's going to be torn down, and we've got Threadripper and a GTX 1080 and some other bits. So that's going to be built with the same SSD and power supply and so on. And then after that, the GTX 1080 is then going to be put into another system to test the Ryzen 3. My point being, in case you can't ascertain it, I don't really get to play PC hardware at the moment, and it's just kind of how it is. So for me, the fact of the matter is, if I've got a console, I admit a high-end gaming PC is probably the better way to go. I know that might upset some of you, and if that's, you know, that's your thing, well, too bad, basically. A high-end PC, GTX 1080, will produce better graphics than an Xbox One X with a higher frame rate. It is what it is. But for a usage scenario such as mine with a 4K TV, and quite frankly, just constantly tweaking my components, I really like the idea of just, you know, putting in Assassin's Creed or whatever. I will still play FPS, however, on PC. And the last reason I really like this system is just because of the media capabilities. The fact of the matter is as well, I've got friends who play on the Xbox One X, so sorry, Xbox ecosystem, that sounds better. So that means I can just play with those really easily. And also I've got a PlayStation 4 Pro. That means we can do comparisons. And honestly, I think Microsoft, and this is once again a personal opinion, I ragged on the Xbox One when it was first released. In fact, we got quite a lot of flack on the channel because I was quite critical of it in terms of the performance. But hey, I think Microsoft have done a really good job of turning around the division. They need to sort out some exclusives, and they've actually admitted they're working on that, which is, to their credit, great. I'll wait until they actually, you know, release them. But anyway, to Microsoft credit, they've done a really good job with the Xbox One X, and I want to give it a shot and see what I think. So that's about it for this video. We will, of course, be releasing a lot of Xbox One stuff over the next few days. I'm really sorry for everyone who've been sticking around with reviews and I've just been not, well, you know, alive because I've been so battered. But content will start flowing naturally. And thank you to everyone who has been supporting us, especially recently the couple of people on Patreon who've just you know, donated some cash. That's incredibly generous. The links on Patreon, if you do decide to support us, is of course in the video description. Do feel free to reach out to us on social media, especially Facebook. And with all of that said, thanks very much. Take care of yourselves. Bye for now.